I can't believe you did that, bro.
But wait, we should have known that was a top signal. We should have known that was a top signal, no?
Not Fred. Like I've taught him that he needs to understand a RSI, like a 4-hour RSI. He decides when that thing's right at the top, and we've literally just come from a 20% pump. Everything is at the top.
So wait,
and now he decides to open a 10x leverage. And I think I don't think anyone's ever caught the top as perfectly as what he caught it.
So hold on. So he got liquidated.
No, he got stopped out. Like Sniper at least saved a bit of the day. He got hit quite hard, but I told him, dude, you better put a damn stop loss. Like you've literally bought in a very, very terrible situation, and you can get really hurt. And he put a stop loss, and he got stopped out, and there's the chart there.
So Fred got stopped out. Anyway, listen, I think we should start the show. What do you say? I think everyone's waiting in the waiting room. We should start the show.
Okay, let's go.
Hold on, we live. Did you guys put us live?
Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew.
Did you see what they did there? They put us live while we were having a discussion.
Are we live already?
We were having a discussion about Fred's liquidation. They put us live without us.
Now they know why we 10 minutes late.
Okay. Right? You guys want to play like that? You guys want to play prison games? Okay, we can play prison rules.
Okay, boys. Like that.
All right. Well, now that we are live, Sheldon, Bitcoin's going down. You've got two scenarios today. You got a scenario. Tell me about the scenarios.
Yeah, we got the shorter term pullback scenario. We've hit 618. We're sort of forming a flag now. And, we knew we were getting a little bit of hits at the $44,000 region. So we got the short term scenario where the 4 hours hit the bottom now. We then have the other scenario that we always had this big buy ball that was sitting at 40K, 42K region. So, do we go there first and finalize and finally get the rest of the orders in and then go chase that 46K break? Or did we make enough ground in the last 2-3 days that this was just a short-term correction and we could chase through on the next pump? So we're going to be going through all of that now and going through the different scenarios, as well as that portfolio, brother. I like that portfolio.
Yeah, let's do that. So yesterday I gave you guys a portfolio. That's the portfolio over there. I did tell you guys not to ape in originally because you buy this kind of portfolio slowly. So today we're going to go through which of the tokens you should be getting into today. Why have you got money again?
Well, you can see I got a lot less money now because I've been buying the dip. So I had lots of money and I'm like, market's on special again. Like, let me start deploying. And I got my last little bit in case of scenario, the yellow one. And then I'll be deploying my last bad boy.
So that's your cash meter. That's
my cash meter.
That's Sheldon's cash meter, guys. You've just learned
no more money. I'm broke now.
Click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click. Enter the sniper. Enter the sniper. Yo, welcome back, Banter fam. I'm Crypto Banter. That is Sheldon Tentino. We're here again to bring you some charting for the morning, to show you all the chart moves on Bitcoin, to look at the portfolio that we gave you guys yesterday, and tell you guys what the best entry points are, and generally just to banter. So if you are new to the channel, welcome to our channel. Subscribe. Let's do this. Let's get straight into the charts. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do it. I think let's make it a good productive show where we can try get through as much as possible. And what's nice,
let people know that we're in the house, that we're here, that we're doing our stuff.
Yeah, guys. Follow our Twitters. Make sure you're on the website. Make sure you're on all the damn best tools in the world, and just join the best community. It's quite simple. Rand, before as I'm gonna get into this now, so give me a little bit of your strategy, brother. Yesterday we went through the Degen-ish portfolio, and what is your roadmap now over the next, to sort of give the different views? And I think it's gonna build beautiful shows within the next 2-3 days where we can sort of, you know what I mean, run together. Let's build the portfolio. Let's look at when do we deploy that portfolio, and let's give these guys a great strategy.
So if you're buying tokens for the long term, right? Someone's saying get your collar right. You don't like this collar look. Don't like this like gangster collar look. I prefer it. If you are looking to buy, you're looking to invest, you're looking to get a portfolio, not looking to trade in and out of tokens, but you're looking to buy a portfolio that's going to be around in the next cycle and actually going to bring you guys returns in the next cycle, then I think that we've broken. We're not in the market's not heated. The market had a correction. We're not at the bottom. We're definitely not at the bottom, but we are enough above the bottom to convince me that we're in a new cycle, and enough above the bottom to convince me to start buying, but not too far above the bottom. So I'm at the point of I'm comfortably uncomfortable. So that I don't know if that makes sense. I'm comfortably uncomfortable, and with that in mind, I'm not comfortable to be going full Degen yet, but I am comfortable to be buying a whole lot of tokens that I think are these tokens are going to be around for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years. And so if I did miss the bottom by 10%, or if there is another leg down, I'm happy to hold all these tokens. Now, I wouldn't say that you go today and you take 100% of your money and you buy all these tokens today. And I think that's what this show is going to be about.
Yeah,
we're going to look at the tokens and show you guys where you should actually be buying these tokens.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what the strategy is. I am going to show you guys a much more Degen portfolio later on, because this one's quite like, it's Degen-ish. Like, it's got Bitcoin, it's got Ethereum, it's got Solana, it's got all the big coins. There's nothing here that's going to go to zero anytime soon, but it's also nothing here that's going to bring you 100x. That's the difference. This is a good, stable Degen-ish portfolio. Later on, I'm going to give you a much more Degen portfolio. So if you guys are, for the guys that are real Degens, then join the show later.
Okay, and I think this one's a nice one that you showed now. That's possibly a 12-month to a 24-month, you know what I mean? Good, strategized, proper portfolio. And I think if you go more Degen-y, I think it might be for the next leg, you know what I mean? Where we can take the massive gains, bank some profits, and move on to the next one. So it's nice we're giving a different variety. Okay, cool. So let's go through this not too long. So what I am looking at is, guys, obviously we went back to the $45,000 region. We didn't make the higher high just yet. And now we're sort of ranging in this level again. And we still have our main support trend, which we never went and touched perfectly. But we did tip the top of the zone of the region of the $42,000 region. And we always do still have the second scenario where, this was sort of an ABC wave where we can make our way back down and come fill that order again. And we know very much that this is the support trend we want to hold for the remainder of the leg to the upward side. So what I was looking at is I saw yesterday that, these RSIs, especially the 4-hour, by the time we got to that 45, it was pretty high in that sense. And what usually happens, guys, is what are we looking for is we know Bitcoin did make that higher high point. Now it comes down, we make a higher low point, and then we make a lower high. And that can either indicate two things. It either indicates that we're going to come back down and either just tip a little bit lower than the previous leg over there, and give us the next sort of zone of test or support.
Hello, Fred.
It means...
Fred, come in here. Fred, come here. I hear him shouting. Come here. Come in. Fred's here. Yeah. People want to know if you want to do leverage trading lessons later on. If you want to do your own show around leverage trading.
I took along at the top yesterday.
So maybe you should do a leverage course. Fred's leverage course.
Will you do us a leverage course?
If I can be the first attendant, that'd be great.
No, you can host it. How not to leverage with Fred. Done. Okay.
Masterclass builders.
And then open like a signal group, and every time Fred tells you to buy, you sell, and every time he tells you to sell, you buy.
Yeah, it's a paid group.
I think we got a paid group, and we got a Fred indicator. I think that's fantastic. Okay, cool. So what I'm looking at here now is, there we go. Okay, what was I saying? Okay.
So wait, I see something there which I don't really like. Zoom out. Is there a lower high?
Short time frame, and this is what I want to try to show you now quickly. So we got two scenarios if we ever have a lower high. It means this. It means we've just come up on a rampage rally. We set a high in, we then set a higher low, we then set a lower high, a higher low, and then it forms a bull flag. Okay, so we have that option, which is, you know, we hold the higher low now, and I'll show you now what are the tools we use to indicate that that is the higher low that and the level that we can expect to hold. And that's how we form a bull flag, where we come down. And what this does for us is this is called the RSI reset, where it gives time that this little leg down here, you know, wasn't enough time to get the major higher time frame RSIs down. So they basically send it up a little bit higher, they send it back down. Let's get that full RSI reset, and then we can be looking at the next sort of thing. So this can very much be, you know, Bitcoin forming at this point a bull flag. We had the big rally up, we then consolidate in a flag, and then you can look at the next thing. Very simple pattern for us to sort of understand. And then we got the possibilities of us then coming back down and testing the low again. We made that a higher low, and what it does is it basically then forms, you know, as much as a flag, but more a wedge to the downward side, and we have the support sort of trend. So either way, you know, we sort of in that position now where these are buying opportunities for us, especially as we're approaching support trend zones, because we know that's a critical level. That's going to give us the indication, and we're using this to our advantage to say that, guys, if we get 42, you know what I mean, or 41, you know, that's the real lucky spot, because we've been there so many times. If we get there, you know, you're lucky. Look at that portfolio and start looking to deploy the right ones. But right now, I sort of have this view here with Bitcoin, where the simple wave that we have just made up here, the 4-hour got high to the top and it needed to come down. And as long as this RSI is doing a full indication move here, and we are still claiming higher lows at points, it's just indicating that the bulls are still in control of this move that we hold here. And what you do is you basically take the little tool of your fib from your bottom to your top, and we like to come down to 618. And when we come down to 618 and we hold that, we have a RSI reset. It's important now for the next move now. Come on, Bitcoin. Let's break out of this, skew line. Let's break out of this bull wedge and let's go chase that 46,000. So all analysis is still sitting in the same sort of position of where we're at. That 46 is still the big one we want to break. And there's always a possibility this bull flag will give you that indication that if Bitcoin now makes its way down, you know, this is the area that we want to be looking to capitalize, as this was the last leg up. But, you know, we can be at that point now where at any point we can break this and go attempt that 46 zone. So I'm looking these red days as normal, as what am I lacking on my portfolio and what can we actually stock up. So that's
pretty... Look on the daily. What is it? If I take the same thing and I put the daily, is there still a lower high? No.
Yeah. So it's forming a flag. It's a very clear flag that we're forming. So it's very similar to, let's see if I can find a region. See, this is what I was saying here, where you get the basic downwards channel, and then you get a flag. So if we don't secure that, we can possibly have the second one, you know, and then we can look at from that zone over there. Yeah. So we got the two scenarios there. So right now, it's still showing strength to the bulls point. And now we're looking at what's lacking in our portfolio. Let's quickly go through our fast checks here of Bitcoin dominance. It's right on trend right now. So we add a critical stage there as well with Bitcoin dominance. And we add that trade where we had the little bounce in the USDT dominance. And now I got the same thing. I got a sort of flag forming here now. And if we break this USDT dominance to the upside, it's showing we're going to 42. If we break it to the downside, it's showing we're going to 46. So we got a few tools that are at least we know now what we're looking at. And what will give us the indication on where we're moving. The exciting part was this as well, is that I have the total market cap finally closing outside of trend, and we have now tested on this long-term downwards trend for the total market cap. And I've sort of seen that there's 1, 2, 3 waves, and it's usually there's 2 waves. There's usually 3 waves to the upward side. So it is showing that the same thing, that Bitcoin now breaks out of that wedge to the upward side. You know, we're looking at about $500 billion to enter the market on the next leg to the upward side. So at least we're getting indication money-wise on what we're looking at. So I think let's jump into some of those portfolio coins. I think let's have a look. And
so which ones? So the question is, let's look at which ones you'd be buying. I mean, the one that I really wanted to try and buy, but I've missed that one. I'm not buying it now. Is Tornado Cash. I mean, Tornado Cash had an explosion.
Wow, it ripped.
No, you see, but that's the breakout. That's the breakout. And I mean, there must be a retest, right?
Yeah. There will be a retest, and it'll probably be in this range over here, which is around 33 to the $35 region. That's where you capitalize. So it's just going to teach you guys again to find that coin that's doing that long trend down and buy that damn breakout, because the volume comes in and it puts you in a very easy position because you get that strong acceleration quick. So that was one definitely that was showing strength. Now, Bitcoin, we know anywhere around 42K level or the break of the bull flag, I'd be adding some to that Bitcoin portfolio. Ethereum, I see you had Ethereum on that chart there too. Ethereum, if Ethereum comes to the region of 2.7 to the 2.850 sort of zone, then I'm adding more Ethereum to my portfolio. We have broken the long-term trend. We haven't met a lower high, so if it come there, we go in that zone there as well. We then look at what's the next one, Solana.
Let's look at let's look at Secret. Let's look at Secret.
Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. So you tell me which ones, brother, and I'll jump through and I'll go. So Secret, we're waiting for a support test. I did nearly touch it yesterday, but as I was saying with Secrets, we're close. We're in the region of 6.3 is a support buy for Secret. So if we look at 4 hour, nearly down at the bottom. So I'd keep an eye on that 4 hour stochastic, and I'd add to Secret. I think this is still so early, so I think Secret's really got a lot of growth to the upward side, especially with Bitcoin breaking that wedge.
Is it in buy zone? Is it in buy zone? Like I think more importantly is let's look at buy zones.
There we go. So buy zone 6.2, 6.2, 6.3. So we're close. In the region of 5%, a possible another 5% leg down, and that's where we capitalize. Cool. What are we looking at next?
Let's go to RUNE.
Yeah, ThorChain I spoke about. I think it was yesterday. This one's nice. So ThorChain, I'm really loading up as much as possible in the $4 to the $4.5 region. We can see how massive, how we've been coming down this long leg to the downward side. So I know the next push on ThorChain is going to make me a lot of gains. So anywhere in these regions between $4 and 4.5, I'm dollar costing. This is an investor's entry. This is something you don't need to trade. You can make a lot of cash here. Yeah.
The one thing I'm not seeing is I'm not seeing accumulation. Usually, like you say to me, like, look for the accumulation before. Like there hasn't been much ThorChain accumulation. It looks like it's like a slide on the way down, right? Very little accumulation.
This is shorter term, obviously accumulation, but we haven't. The range for ThorChain can actually be a lot bigger in this zone where we can actually accumulate in this for a while. You know what I mean? Cool. But if you look at from here to there, you're looking at 100% away. So support buys for RUNE now are great. So $4, 4.5.
Alrighty, Trader Joe.
Dollar cost.
Trader Joe.
Okay, so I was checking Trader Joe this morning. Obviously, we don't have massive amounts of data on it.
Accumulation, but they are still accumulation.
Exactly. And I like that we basically tipped the same high as the previous one, and we're at the trend now. So it shows Bitcoin break the bull flag. Trader Joe is going to it's going to break that long-term trend. You saw what just happened now with what was the one that broke out? Tornado Cash. You saw what that. So we know we get into a point where you're going to buy something that's going to shoot off quickly. And remember, guys, by getting that 20-30% gap quick, it's very easy to put a stop loss and entry and just ride that baby out. So definitely, I'm waiting for the trend. Bitcoin breaks bull flag. I'll be adding in Trader Joe.
Okay, then in terms of Trader Joe, what would be the price that you'd be comfortable to buy that?
Okay, so let's have a look here.
I think let's talk about let's put our money where our mouth is. Where would you buy it? I know it's hard.
I'm either buying. So I'm either buying break of trend, definitely. So that'll be my later buys. But Trader Joe in the region of 90 cents to the $1 region is where I'd be comfortable to dollar cost as an investor. Otherwise, I'm waiting for break of trend.
Okay, amazing. Next one we want to look is Fantom.
Let's have a look. Yeah, Fantom's in this long wedge at this point. So I got a feeling Fantom's going to come back to 1.6 because we're still far from the support here. We're not really ranging in the best. It's not showing tremendous amount of strength right now. So I am looking at a region of coming back to the zone over here. So I'm looking at 1.6 to the 1.7 or 1.8 zone dollar costing in that level.
If it gets there, it's so cheap. I mean, it's already cheap, but if it does get there, it's like then it's really, really, really cheap.
Yeah. Otherwise, we got a trend, and I'll update everyone if we start breaking out at any point. But for now, lower highs. So let's expect the lower low.
All right, let's go to Cosmos.
Yeah, I like this
Cosmos.
chart.
Cosmos.
Yeah, I like this chart. This one's already, see what I was saying with Fantom, where we want to just come a little bit lower. This one double bottom beautifully, and it looks like it's going to come back probably to the region of $28. So this one's already broken trend to the downward side. So I want to buy the, yeah, I will be buying it probably later on today. So around $29. So you're not looking too far, by 3-4%. Okay. Yeah. So this one, anywhere in the retest J is great for me because we've only broken recently. Yeah.
Much honor for Cosmos.
Is a buy for me. Yeah.
Okay, let's do Solana.
How's that Solana ETH chart, eh? Oh, dude.
Where's the Solana ETH chart?
Too wrong. I just took that bet, like, I just took it too wrong. Like,
where's the video of honor? What happened to our video of much honor? James, where's our video of much honor?
Should be here. Sorry, Jim.
Look at this, man.
Oh, Sheldon,
come on, dude. It was literally that day. You see the spark here? Where was it?
Sheldon,
the spark here somewhere. Look at that, dude.
Sheldon, please.
So it's a higher time frame. I was right.
Bygones are bygones, Sheldon. Bygones are bygones.
Okay. Next one. Okay, Solana. So we're saying Solana. Let's have a look at Solana. So Solana is also very similar to Fantom, which is showing me a bit more accumulation. Possibly only in a month, a really, really big breakout. But I do want to be loading up on support zones. So 80 to 85 or 80 to the $90 region is my dollar cost zone for Solana. Definitely add it to your portfolio. This thing rips when the market's turns strong. And I think that's really cheap considering the highs were in the region of $260.
Okay. Let's go to the next one. Next one on that list. DOPEX, DOPEX, DOPEX. Love this token. Sure, I love this token. I love the product. I love the business.
Yeah, so I was having a look. So this one's accumulating. So it looks like it's in a range now of $1,400 to the $2,000, $200 sort of region. So there's a clear, channel here. So the break of 2,400 is a confirmation buy. Otherwise, you got the floor buys, which are sitting around 1,500. So if we get to 1,500 is my definite dollar cost zone. Or I got my alarm set at this breakout here because this breakout can take us very quickly up to these regions here. So it's sort of in the middle of the channel. The lows I'll be dollar costing, or I'm waiting for a confirmation break. Okay.
Let's look at some other ones that I wanted to buy. Let's see what the stuff that I really want to buy today. If we're going to buy Luna, I mean, Luna was at $48, $46. I picked up a bucket of Luna. Let's look at Luna now. It's recovered $58.
Yeah, so it has recovered, but support's still sitting at $50 region. So I'm pretty comfortable. I'm dollar costing around the $50 region is where I'm dollar costing. I think this, even for a year hold, is a really safe bet, and it's a good dollar cost.
I agree. But all these tokens are year holds. All these tokens are year holds.
Yeah. So Luna's near. Like, are you going to wait for 5% move to the downside, or you can start dollar costing? You know what I mean? It doesn't really make a.
But it's picture on that. If you're talking 50, if you're talking $50, you're talking about 10%. You're talking about 10% down to $50.
Yeah, in the region of that. So I'm talking about this pullback that we're currently in now. As we're making our way down to that region, I'd sort of be dollar costing in the region between $50, $55 dollar cost zone.
Yeah. Okay.
What else we got there? I think we get, is this Ultra?
Ultra, UAS,
yes. So this one's, it's really like, I don't know, there's obviously massive interest in it right now, but it's clearly smashed a higher high. We've clearly not tested a support and resistance flip. So, for starting to dollar cost, there's always a possibility of a 1.1 sort of region. So I'd always save a little bit just for that in case. But this is showing strength now. So, break a bull flag from Bitcoin, like, I'd be looking at this. It's showing strong strength, and the next levels are sitting in the region of $2. So the gains are good in the area where we're sitting now. So this one's showing strength. I don't know if the news are good or the fundamentals are fantastic right now, but it's definitely showing a lot of strength chart wise.
Alrighty, let's go. Let's do one or two more. So
Immutable X, I'd be getting ready to buy.
Immutable X, yes, IMX.
Yeah.
Remember, IMX had a spike when they announced the GameStop partnership, and then you can see that was that big spike that took it up to like, I don't know, $5 or something. So something went up stupidly. And now
Yeah,
it's back.
this is cheap. And daily is at the bottom. All my high time frame items are at the bottom, and we're at support now. So, anywhere these regions of 2.2 in that zone, I'll be dollar costing. I think this is cheap. I think it's really cheap for this token. And
What's
I
the
think
low?
it's gonna
Where was the low? Where's the low that it's been at in the last 2 months?
$2.
$2. So you're buying it at the low.
Exactly. You're buying it at the low of the range.
No brainer. Come on.
Yeah. So Immutables, it's good.
Just zoom out for me.
I just want to see where I can get a
longer chart. That chart doesn't look right because I think, let's just quickly look on CoinGecko. That'll give you like a simplistic chart. If we have a simplistic chart, they should actually make a law against tokens using the same token symbol, because you've got Immutable X and you've got Imperium X, and they both got the same ticker symbol. A lot of people yesterday went and told me, why are you buying Imperium X? And I was like, I'm not buying Imperium X, I'm buying Immutable X. They should they have to do something about that, because otherwise
I saw that actually. Yeah. So it's still correct. I'm not getting too much more data on here, but that's the lows. On all the charts that I can see here.
Low is 211. Low is 211.
Exactly. So
not 235.
You literally dollar costing at the bottom of the range. So for me, it's a safe, good investment rate, and I think in a year's time, it's going to be well above what it is now.
You know what worries me a little bit about Immutable X, and I do like the token, it is on my buy list, but the fully diluted valuation is $4 billion. So it's not like you're not buying cheap. You're not buying cheap. You're buying good, but you're not buying cheap, right?
I think it's a more safer, slower, gradual. It's the granny in the portfolio. Like, what did you say, Rosie?
You see, that's another X. He gets it. He's looking at the fully diluted valuation. Don't be deceived by tokens that have a low fully diluted, a high fully diluted valuation, but a low market cap. So you got to ask yourself questions. If a token has a market cap which is low, like this, so you see low, 544, but has a fully diluted market capitalization of 4 billion, then there's two reasons why that can happen, right? So the one reason why that can happen is because a lot of the tokens actually have to be mined. So that means like there's mining that needs to happen and there's work that needs to be done in order to release those tokens. Those tokens I can kind of forgive. The other reason why some projects may have a low market cap and a very high fully diluted is just because of unlocks. Okay, so when I say just because of unlocks, just because founders, VCs, investors may get their tokens unlocked over time. So they give you this false sense of security that you're buying a low market cap token when you actually know that later on you're the guy who's going to be swallowing up all this token, the unlocks. You've got to be super careful for that. Super careful for that. Always, when you're taking token valuation, you look at fully diluted valuation is the one that you look at. And you say, would I buy this token at fully diluted valuation? I want to show you an example of a token where I think I love the token. I love the product. But I think a lot of people are going to get bent over so hard and slapped on their bottoms, okay? And that's osmosis, okay?
They're going to trade like Fred.
Okay, so look, again, don't get me wrong. I love Osmosis. There are very few projects in the world that I love as much as Osmosis. Okay, but Osmosis has a fully diluted valuation of $9 billion. Okay, $9 billion. Osmosis is like a DEX. It's like a big DEX basically. Okay, so it's a DEX on Cosmos, and it has a $10 billion valuation. Now I look at that and I compare that to, say, for example, Uniswap, which is like, call Uniswap today the biggest dick in the world. Okay, that also has a $10 billion valuation. So you're kind of saying that, like, is Osmosis like as safe and as big and as good as Uniswap? I don't know. I love Osmosis, don't get me wrong, but you got to look at fully diluted valuations. A lot of the mess here, a lot of the shenanigans happen between fully diluted and non-fully diluted valuations, and that's a big trap for retail investors. It's my wife phoning me. Damn it! I'll phone her later. Yeah. You'd think of all people, my wife would know I'm live. All right, listen, we are.
Brad, is this cheap? I know this is the last one, but is this cheap? chart-wise, it's like
Yes.
I don't.
Well,
It's
hold
like
on.
flatlined. You know what I mean?
Hold
like
on, hold on.
literally
Let's look at
flatlined
this.
on the weekly.
Let's look at this. Let's look at this together.
Okay.
Together. Fully diluted valuation, $2 billion.
Okay.
Okay.
Story.
Is it cheap?
Yeah.
Is it cheap?
Yeah.
Fully
Yeah,
diluted,
yeah,
$2 billion. Like, that's it.
So
Total-
is it a good sign when your market cap is very close to your diluted? Is it a good thing?
It's a sign that there's not going to be very many token unlocks and you're not going to drown in other people's tokens, right?
Okay.
You got to be careful because, you know, I'll give you an example, right? There is I'll show you a project, again, a project which I love. I've said this many times. I love the project. I love the project. Don't get me wrong. But Victoria VR, love the project, partnership with Dell. But if you look at this, there's what you want to see is you look at this and you say, hold on a second. The market cap is $223 million. Cheap. But the fully diluted market cap, when you take all 16,800,000, that means the fully diluted market cap is around 4 or 5 billion. Okay, so
wow, that's a massive.
I'm still buying it at these prices. I'm still buying it at these prices. Why am I still buying at these prices? Because my thesis is that if Facebook can burn $10 million a year developing their metaverse, then $5 billion for metaverse is not a terrible valuation. But what I want to show you is the discrepancy between a market capitalization and a fully diluted market capitalization. You have to watch out for that as a retail investor.
Thanks for key tip.
You always look at fully diluted valuation, and then you say to yourself, where am I buying it in this fully diluted valuation? Am I buying it with 5% of the tokens in the market, 10%, 20%, or 30%? And then you ask yourself, how are the rest of the tokens going to be released into the market? If the rest of the tokens are going to be released into the market when VCs and early investors get their unlocked, you as the retail investor are going to drown in the VC unlocks. Okay, here, I'll show you another one of those. Here, I'll show you a very good one of those. Again, token which I love, token that I really want to invest in. Here's my concern, Qredo. Okay, market capitalization, $138 million. $138 million. I think to myself, at $138 million, I'm all in on Qredo. But then I look at the fully diluted valuation and I say, ooh, $6.2 billion fully diluted valuation. What do they have that's worth $6.2 billion?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go look at see if I can find a white paper or token release on their website. Let's see if we can maybe find some kind of token release on their website. Okay, we'll look at it. We will find it. But what I'm saying to you is, don't be fooled that you're buying into a low cap gem here, because it's not a low cap gem. The fully diluted valuation is $6.2 billion. Chances are there's a whole lot of VCs that are going to get a whole lot of unlocks, and then you are going to be absorbing all the VC unlocks as the retail investor, and then goodbye.
Sure, I think that's very important. I learned something, definitely.
Yeah.
Cool, brother.
Yes. Alrighty, brother.
Let's do it. I'm excited for your show. What's happening? We're gonna go to the Degen list. I'm ready.
Yeah, we're good.
Where's my money? Yeah,
to give these guys a full Degen list, but you got $100 left.
Yeah, that's all I got left, but I'll put it in my Degen portfolio.
All right. Just remember, all Sheldino's charts are updated on CoinPanel live. There were how many charts were updated yesterday? Like 16 or something.
Yeah. And alarms are going crazy for buy zones at this point. So all of this stuff, I got short time frame, medium time frame, investors, traders, everything.
Link below for CoinPanel, and there's another link below if you want to win that Bitcoin from KuCoin. Don't tell anyone about that link, because the more people you tell, the less chance you have. Blah blah blah. So don't tell anyone about it. See you guys again in 3 hours with a full tilt Degen. Stop. If you watch the next show, you're doing it at your own risk, your own responsibility, because it's a full tilt, absolute Degen show. There's no Bitcoin. We're not talking about Bitcoin. There's no Ethereum next show. In fact, I'm not even sure there's Solana. That's how Degen the next show is. So if you want to join, that's cool. I don't recommend it for everyone. In fact, Yeah, most people don't join the show. Rather, come back. Do another show tomorrow. Don't watch a show later. It's a full tilt Degen show. If you watch it, you're watching it at your own risk.
Yeah. Much love, Banter fam.
Much love, bro. See you later.
Yes, brother.
It's going to be full Degen later.